everybody.
Yes. Welcome to the Candid Conversation Show with Coach Stacy. It is Saturday. It's a rainy day though. Don't you? When it rains, it kind of make you feel a little.
Yeah, a little dreary.
Ooh, I'm praying right now. Did y'all watch the wedding this morning?
I did.
You did? Did you watch it?
Yes.
You watched it too? Oh my gosh! Did y'all enjoy that?
I did.
I think that it was amazing. Yes, it was amazing. Wasn't it pretty?
It was.
I only talked and brought that up because did y'all see the comments when the man was preaching?
What's about you taking too long?
I thought it was beautiful, and I thought that it was done really eloquently. The different cultures that were in the building, the song. I thought everything was just really, really amazing. But I was reading some of the people's comments, and I was just thrown aback. Like, are y'all really telling this man to hurry up? He really wasn't going that long.
Maybe they just weren't used to it.
Oh, yeah, okay. It was different.
It was different, yeah.
But everything is not like it is.
That's right.
We have to learn that just the way you think may not be the way everybody thinks. And the way you think might not even be the right way.
That's right.
But, sometimes people have a different time. Y'all have to excuse me today. I got a little cough going on. But I am excited to be in the studio this morning. I have Dr. Latasha Holding and her beautiful daughter.
Yes. Hi, y'all.
Tell everybody hi.
Oh, hey, y'all.
No, hi.
Oh,
Hey. Give them a little energy. Look, she's so shy. I have them two in here, right here on Candid Conversation. We're all about real stories, real topics, real people with real conversation.
Yes.
So I wanted to bring someone on who has been an inspiration to myself, and to bring her on and share her story with everyone. And this is just really amazing to have her. We have her 16-year-old junior daughter.
Yes.
In the studio. And she is an author, guys. She's a published author, not of one book. Is it 2 or 3?
2 books. You got
it's 2. It's 2. 2. Yeah, sure about that book. 16. We got to raise them youth up, baby. 16. So we're going to be talking with them. I'm still stuck on this wedding, though.
I know. Them boys, they just bless my heart. I know Princess Diana, she's
smiling down on her boys. Yes. I remember the day she died.
Oh.
Oh, I just told my age. Oops. I just told everybody how old I was. I am so glad you guys have tuned in. We are right here on 108 Praise Radio where we voice the gospel, and we're going to get heavy and hot in here. Yes. Let me introduce you to these two. What's so inspirational is that they write books together. Yes. They haven't wrote a book together, but they write together, and that's still amazing. So I call them my dynamic duo.
Thank you, sis.
Ever since meeting her, like I said, she's blessed my life. Dr. Holden went from how do you say it? What's that first word?
GED.
GED. That's it. Yes. She went from a GED to a PhD.
Yes. Well, what it was, I went halfway in my PhD program. My money ran out, and I was getting a PhD in leadership. And the president of GMO Theological Institute, they've been following me online for about a year. Mm-hmm. And they was like, we saw that your money ran out, but you was getting a PhD in leadership.
Okay.
So they were like, to us, we want to bless you with an honorary doctorate. If you can lead 6 kids plus yourself out of homelessness, and then teach them about what it takes to be a leader, you basically became like your own dissertation.
Wow.
Yeah. So God.
That's amazing. I'm speechless right now.
I mean, wow, to go from that 10 years, so went from the GED to MBA, I did a year and a half in a Master of Divinity. So 10 years straight school, and they was like, yeah, you have to show exemplary leadership.
Isn't that amazing? That's just simply, it is. How you feel about that? That's your mom. I mean, you walked this walk with her. You were there when it was hard and struggling and scruffling, and to see her now, how do you feel?
I feel really proud of her.
You feel really proud.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. This is amazing. This is amazing. So I am, like, once again, glad you tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that Dr. Holt, she's a lot of things. She's a servant leader. Of course, we know she's an author, a political candidate, she's a radio host, turned motivational speaker. I mean, the list is so long. She works in the community. Yes. She inspires people all around the world. She's had many, many, many media appearances and magazine appearances. So we're just going to get into her little story. She's also has a documentary that I had the pleasure of viewing. That kind of told her domestic violence walk. And she even went through that as well, and it's just really amazing. So we're just going to ask her a few questions, have some conversation. We're going to talk to little Miss now senior.
Yes, she's been waiting.
She'll be a senior coming up. You excited?
Very.
You ready?
Ready to get out.
You ready to get out? So just because you graduated from high school, that means
I'm going to college, but I'm just ready
to get out your mama house?
No.
To go to school.
Just get out of school. I'm an instigator sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because I know my kids, they watching. So I just wanted to make sure, don't get no hints. I mean, they don't got to go nowhere. They talking about they already paid,
Yeah.
Graduation a week away. One of them said, I'm looking for an apartment. I was like, you got to get a job, though. Get a job.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. But congratulations.
Thanks.
And I'll be following you, making sure you make it on through, which I know you will. I mean, you already done got me beat. Well, we nick right now. Amazing. But Dr. Holder, go ahead and shed some light on us. How did this begin? GED to PhD.
Oh my God! You know what? Honestly, there was no way I could have made it without God. The odds were truly stacked against me. I mean, to be 35, uneducated, underemployed, 6 kids, living in a boarded-up house as squatters, I was already at rock bottom. So statistically, there was no way I was supposed to make it out of hopelessness and just being in despair. But God stepped in. He stepped in. It was... And I was at a fight, either I fought for my family or I run. I'm a peacemaker by nature, so that word fighting was not in my it was not something I was used to, but I just had to do something for my 6 children. And I think when I made the vow that the streets was not going to raise my 6 children, nor the jails was going to house them, that became my fuel to keep them safe and to just begin this journey. I say, okay, well, where do I go from here?
Right.
Where do I go from here? And I just started having dreams and vision of me preaching and speaking all over the world. I'm like, how is that possible? But I remember one Sunday morning, I went into service at St. Peter Baptist Missionary Baptist Church, and the lady, the preacher that was on the pulpit, when the service was over, I went to her, and I said, I don't know where to start. I said, I'm homeless. I'm uneducated. I don't have family support. I don't have resources. And she said, did you graduate from high school? I said, no. She said, have you thought about going back to school? And Stacy, here I am, 35. The last time I've been in any one school, I was 15 years old. And I was like, oh, my God, school? I said, no, ma'am. She said, won't you try Beulah Heights? Back then it was Bible college.
Okay.
And I went home, and I paced that floor of that abandoned house, and I just started crying out, and I said, I got to do something.
Let me try it anyway.
Let me try it anyway. I mean, and I just remember going and turning in that little application and being accepted to college. And that's when my journey, the last 10 years, began. It was painful, but I made it. Only by the grace of God.
That's amazing.
Only by the grace of God. Only by the grace of God.
So I knew that you were homeless, but you were actually squatting?
Squatting. When I enrolled in college, we lived in a boarded-up house. And I remember we were sitting on the front porch, and the fire truck went down to a fire. When they came back up, they stopped in front of the house and said, ma'am, do you live there? And I said, yes. They was like,
you can't be here.
That's a fire hazard. You got to take them boards off the window. And we just took the boards off, and they didn't know what
made it look like.
Made it look like, for the first 3 months of my school, we lived in that boarded-up house.
Wow.
So that should come from rock bottom. It was, I tell you, the last 10 years was the most painful years of my life. It was so hard. I remember walking into a hospital, and I told the lady behind the desk, I said, I don't want to live anymore. It's no way I can do this. And when they hospitalized me for observation for a week, they had a padded room in the, I guess, the psych ward, you know. And I just remember going to the lady every day. It was voluntarily for me. And I said, can I go in that room and pray? And she was like, sure. And every day I would go in there, and I would just drop to my knees and cry out to, I wasn't raised in the church, but I would just cry out to God, please help me. Help me. I don't.
That's all you knew to say?
That's all I knew to say. I don't have anything, but please help me. And I could tell you, when I came out of that hospital, it's like a extra wind beneath my wings came, and I was able to continue my journey. Wow.
That's a miracle in itself to hear that. That's got chill bumps.
Yes.
Woo! That is deep. That is deep. But I praise God. I'm glad that he, saw fit. So from that point on, you enrolled in school to get your GED and everything. And from that point on, having 6 kids, because, I was single mom. So were you a single mom at that time?
Yes.
So what type of effect was that having on the kids, though? Was everything okay? Were any of them acting out?
They was embarrassed. And I felt so low. That's what made, I just wanted to die. I'm like, oh my God, my kids are embarrassed. We're scraping up $2 or $3 just for gas money to get from point A to point B. They're trying to make, I didn't have money for basic necessities, toothpaste, soap. But it was, I just remember riding around one day, and that what we, of course, in the documentary. And my kids were like, well, we're going to go. I'm tired. I'm Mom,
this is enough.
This is
like,
enough.
Mama, you gotta do
and I'm crying, like, I don't know. I'm screaming. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't know. And a still small voice said, go to a Berean Christian bookstore on Cleveland Avenue. And my mom like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Go to a Berean. Your help is there. And I remember walking in. I started looking around, and I was drawn to this lady. And I tell you, every time I hope if they remember me. If not, I believe they were angels. But I was drawn to the lady reading a book, and I went to her, and I told her what I heard, my still small voice in the car, and what was going on with me and my kids. She said, well, let me go talk with my husband. She came back to me, and she said, do you all have a car? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, follow us. Stacy, I tell you, these people took us back to their apartment somewhere out in Union City, and you would have thought we was out-of-town guests.
Wow.
For one night. These people, she threw a feast like it was Thanksgiving. For one night, we had a place called home. She went and bought the kids little, I think, swimwear so they could swim in the pool. And it was I just believe they was angels. For one night, she gave me rest.
And from that,
I just vowed that when God brought me out of homelessness and hopelessness, I would go back and fight for others. And that's what led me to run for office.
Amen.
That's what led me.
And that was 2 years ago or a year ago?
Last year.
Last year. Okay. I knew it was recent. It was recent. You ran for office. Tell everybody which office you ran for.
Keisha Bottomlow's seat. Matter of fact, I ran for City Council District 11. And it was a great political run. I was the underdog in the race. It was 8 of us. I was the only one that didn't have a campaign manager, didn't have any endorsements. I had my little $1,500 to campaign with against their 20,000 to 50,000.
Yes.
And I only didn't make it to the runoff by 400 some votes.
Okay.
So that lets me know the people I was able to touch.
Yeah.
They came out and they did come out. They showed up for me.
Yeah, they did. They did. Are there any plans to run again in the future?
Well, since it's 4 years, I'm believing God's going to have me traveling the world speaking and doing workshops. So we'll see in another 2 years where I'm at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, once again, you'll have my support. That's amazing. That's a powerful story. Yeah. You would never imagine the people who allow their circumstance to keep them right where they are.
Yeah.
But you didn't give up. Even through all of the things. I'm telling you guys, I saw this documentary, and I'm telling you, the different things that kept coming up, I don't even know how she even made it to that point, I'm not talking about today. I'm just like, how did she get to the next day,
That's
so
what I said.
it was very, very, very inspirational. tell us about the documentary and where we can get it. I would like people to go check that thing out.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, we have another documentary screening, double book signing, June 9th at the Apex Museum on June 9th from 4 to 6.
Okay. Isn't that downtown on
Auburn Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Morse Sr., the founder of the Apex Museum, he was just like, you know, your story is so inspiring. I just think it needs to be told in a documentary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's a retired filmmaker, and he just, to me, came out of retirement. He's my... Just took me up under his wing. He's my mentor. He really believed in me, and he did.
I've met him. He is a really good man.
And that documentary, they really did a beautiful job, as you saw.
Yes,
they
yes,
did.
they did.
So it's available on Amazon and also at the gift shop at the Apex Museum in Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. Yes. Go check out that documentary. It really is very, very, very inspirational. I'm telling you, I thought I could fly when I walked out of that place. I was like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
I done had my own troubles, but you never know what someone else is going through. And another thing, that journey is just, I couldn't walk your shoes.
It was.
That journey, God gave that journey just for you because He knew you could
Oh my
get through
goodness! I thought he was trying to kill me at first. That journey,
Nah.
I mean, oh my goodness, being homeless for 2 years, that was. I mean, no one would help. We was like I was like the black sheep of the family. Family wouldn't help. I even asked an aunt one time, "Can we just sleep on your floor for one night?" No, it was like the joke, you know. And I was like, "God, you trying to kill me?" You know, it was. But I would have not been the person I am today without that purging process.
That's right.
I would not
That's
have
right.
had the strength. So God knew exactly
what He was doing. What He was
My
doing.
God.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I do want to talk about, like, I've noticed that you have received several awards. You've got the Women Who Inspire Award, Humanitarian Essential Piece, the I Am Warrior Award, and the Unsung Hero Award.
Yes.
And you've been nominated for the Global Black History Honors, correct?
Yes.
How does that feel to be awarded that much?
You know, to go from
I know, I
A
just
person-
keep
a person-
redundant questions.
No,
it doesn't
no,
matter,
no.
because this story...
no, I mean to go from someone that was a welfare recipient. No one knew my name. No one knew anything about me. You know, I was known as in the family. I was known as the woman with the 6 kids that go to church with all the kids. You know, and
I've
to
heard
see
that.
God, man, oh my God! Like last night,
And I was just that's what I was getting
Oh, my
ready to say. I
goodness.
wanted to know how you felt, and then you went to the Atlanta Monarchs game,
their first home game.
and you were awarded at the game last night
With
for
the legendary coach, Marinelle Meters. I think she was.
that's her name.
She was the head coach for the Atlanta, for the Dream Team,
Yes,
and she's
yes.
their head coach now. But to stand there, and I said, God,
and you got the Woman's Worth Award. with the-
Women's Worth Award, and I
Yeah.
stood there to receive that, and I said, God, who would ever thought that you would recognize me, and just in different little arenas, a basketball game, and I tell you, they showed out. Atlanta Monarchs, they did their thing. Those some bad girls.
Really?
They did.
Was it good?
It was good.
What was the score? Let me see. You was
I think it
watching.
ended up 88-57.
See what happened was.
It was 88-57, but that was truly an honor, and I just thank God. Wow, only God can do that.
That's right, because you had no idea.
I
that
had
was
no,
gonna
I
happen.
had no idea. Yeah, so I'm just blessed that God didn't forget about
Little old me.
little old me, the one with the little homeless one with all the kids. He didn't forget about me. He didn't forget about me.
What you got going on over here this time? What you doing in school? You in any sports anything?
Not currently, but I will be.
Really?
Playing.
You playing a band? Anything?
You
anything?
You just won the first place at the Thera High School
So
talent
I
show.
was at first place winner at the talent show at school.
Oh, really?
So I did spoken word.
Okay.
Yes.
You do spoken word?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Let me hear some spoken word.
Do your original piece. You do.
Okay. Every year, we're being taught about Black history, and yet we fail to realize that what we're being taught isn't as accurate as we thought. We listen to teachers thinking they're right, only finding out it isn't precise. We don't do anything about it and let our minds get blinded of our history that has yet been a mystery. Why hide our past when it's gotten us this far in life? We should know the truth and expose it to the youth so our young people can know our roots. Many of the things we use every day was invented by a Black person, and that's a fact. For example, I'm guessing you didn't know that Frederick M. Jones invented an air conditioning unit. Henry T. Thompson invented a cellular car phone. And when you didn't feel like walking up those steps, Alexander Miles invented an elevator. J. Standard invented a refrigerator. African Americans not only were inventors, but also leaders who made great accomplishments and a great impact, then and now. And since you really don't know about our history, let me take you on a history ride. Did you know W.E.B. Du Bois was the greatest African-American intellectual figure of the 20th century and one of the most influential black political thinkers before Martin Luther King Jr.? Henry Tanner, the first African-American artist to receive international recognition. Before Richard Pryor, there was Burt Williams, the most brilliant comedian America has produced. Before James Cleveland, whose vocals made us praise, there was Thomas A. Dorsey, the father of gospel music, paving the way. If we haven't been taught these things, there must be a reason why. Our black history is so rich that it is filled with legendary leaders across life's timeline. Like, for instance, we've heard about Michelangelo, but what about Jacob Lawrence? What about Jacob Lawrence? A man who brought the history of black life to life in paint. But wait, we must not faint. There's more. I know they want us to believe that the white man invented all these things, but did you know that 90% of microphones used today were invented by Dr. James West? And what about the 3D viewing glasses and holography? Yeah, Kenneth Dunkley was responsible for that. And before I wrap up this little history lesson, black people have always been a blessing. So tell me why they are not in our curriculum lesson. Maybe so many young people who have not gone astray if they knew how powerful we were back in the day. So let me ask you this. Why is it that our rich history was omitted from the history books? So what's your outlook? Let me tell you mine. I believe they teach us what to think, not how to think, because they're scared of our powerful black minds.
Woo!
Girl! That was amazing! That was amazing! We're going to have to do that again. So I'm going to call you, okay? Woo!
Yes. Oh,
No, nobody. That was amazing. And you wrote that?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
I'm so...
Each person, or you somebody coach you through?
Ernestine Johnson was.
Oh, yeah, Ernestine Johnson. She was like the...
No, I'm saying you research everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
I did.
You researched everybody all by yourself.
Yes.
My mom, she has a little library in her in the house, so I just looked at a
Jacob
history
Warren,
book.
nobody knew.
I know.
That's
Oh.
right.
Art school, so.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That's what
That's
she
my
said,
producer
Jacob
you're
Long.
hearing in the
Okay.
background, everybody. She just done woken him up over there in the corner. Yes, I know that's right. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was amazing. I really appreciate you sharing that. And I'm going to call you again to share it again on stage somewhere, okay?
Okay.
You like that? Okay. That was amazing. Now, how that make you feel?
Oh my goodness, this little girl, my little protege. Everywhere I go, she's been a youth speaker. She won the SLC Youth Speak Out for Stop the Violence when she was 12 years old. So she's been doing spoken word for a while now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I give you another round of
Yes.
applause. Whew, now you done threw me all the way off. I don't know where I'm at now because I was just like, wow, you done blew my mind. And that is amazing because you spoke of some people that some people don't.
Yeah.
There's no inkling. There's no way they can even know about them, you know. And that's education.
Yeah.
That's education,
Yes.
and I'm really big on that education piece. I know that you're getting ready to be a senior, and you just blew me away with the spoken word, and you're doing all kinds of different things. But what inspired you to write on your own? What inspired you? Your mama make you write?
Yeah, my mom.
She made.
No, she didn't make me.
Nah, that's all I want.
I came to her.
I made myself. No, I didn't make them. I didn't make them. Go ahead.
So I came. Well, my mother inspired me to write, but me personally, I wanted to give millennials my age, hope and inspiration. So I already do speaking. So I was like, okay, let me try, writing a book and to give them hope and inspiration. So I was like, so I went to my mother and she kind of coached me through it. So.
Okay, well, tell the audience about your books.
Okay, this is my first book, titled Answers from God, and it's about two sisters who take different paths in life, but through prayer and dreams, God reunites them. And then my second book is titled Call on Me. It's about a wealthy atheist woman who will soon find out that money can't save her when she becomes ill. So,
Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
Another round of applause.
Yes.
16. That's that youth right there.
Yes.
I like that. I
Yes.
like that. I like that.
Awesome.
I'm glad you're here today to share
you.
that.
Yeah.
That's good. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh,
So cute.
that's not,
She done blew me away, girl. I'm
No.
trying. In my mind, I'm like, what are you talking about today? That's it. She done shut the show down. We done had a history lesson and everything all in one.
Oh, good.
That's what it's all
That's
about,
what's
though.
up.
That's what it's all
That's what's
about. And hats off to you because I know I have 5 kids myself.
Oh, awesome.
And sometimes it's not easy to impart. I love that word impart. Impart in them what they need, especially when you come from a walk of struggle.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's like, how you gonna tell me anything? But how was that motherhood journey for you, coming from your circumstances?
I think when I came to my 6 children 10 years ago, I said, I don't have a lot to offer you all materially. I said, all I have to offer you all is to love you unconditionally. And I said, my legacy to you all, because at that time, I'm like, I ain't going to be able to make it mentally. I want to check out. I said, I want to teach you all how to serve. And my older 4 was like, Mama, what are you talking about? We don't have anything. I said, I know we don't have anything, materially.
Right.
But I believe if I can teach you all how to give back now, then I've given you a strong foundation to build on to become great leaders. And so we started doing events in the community. And out of me showing them how to give back at our Lord's, that's when they turned around. And my son, his senior year, came to me and said, Mother, my way of giving back is joining the United States Marine Corps. He just retired 10 years of Staff Sergeant Holden.
Okay,
I have
congratulations.
Thank you. I have another daughter said, Mom, my way of giving back, going to the medical field. She's an EMT studying human services now. She just enrolled in college. I have another daughter say her way of giving back is going to the human services. She's about to graduate next year from Purdue University with her bachelor's. And then, my daughter here, youth advocate, youth speaker. My 15-year-old
youth
son.
advocate ain't the word.
Yes.
That's a powerhouse right there.
Oh, yeah, that little lady there. And
that's a powerhouse.
Yes, my baby.
She gonna make you real proud.
And the last, Omega. I had to name him Omega. I had to that was it. His Omega is football player, youth leader at Thero. Both of them attend Thero. And I'm just, to see them leading in their own way, wow. I just remember my son, and I asked him, I said, son, how did you make it through the Marine boot camp? I said, because they have the hardest boot camp. And he just said, Mother, I thought about you. He said, I know people was laughing at us, no one wanted to help, and I heard you crying many nights. He said, I said, if my mother can keep going, then I can keep going. And that's how he made it through the boot camp.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Because at that point, I was really shocked that they watched me, because I felt so low as a nobody. I'm a loser. I mean, I'm the joke of the family. So when he said he got his strength from me, I was just, wow.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Y'all got me speechless up in here. I know how it is. I've been there.
Yeah,
and this story is so impactful. Being a servant leader, because you minister, evangelize as well, don't you?
Yes. I just got through preaching at Household of Faith for their Mother's Day service.
Okay. What was it? How was that?
It was good. The lady was blessed. Just keeping it real. I believe when people call me to come place, I believe that's God's way of summoning me, because someone there needs to hear
what you got to say. I know that's right. I know somebody out there listening needed to hear what I got to say. I have Nika Sanders. Shout out to Nika Sanders for commenting. She said that was deep. And I know she's talking about old baby girl over there. I know she's talking about that old baby girl, because I'm still over here in a trance. Like, what can I do? Oh my goodness. Like, oh my gosh, what can I do to help this child? You know what I mean? Like, I want to put her on the top right now. Like, I mean, and that's how it be.
Yes.
That's how it be, because what she just did can, and you inspire one, and one takes it to 10, and 10 takes it to 40, and being a millennium with that much wisdom.
Yes. She's been a little something. She's been a leader. About the time she was 8 years old, we knew she was different, because my son walked by the door, and she was in the room on the phone. Back then it was a little flip phones, and she was in the room trying to figure out why her phone works. She has called a 1-800 number. The people ain't even thinking there's a child on the phone. My son said, Mama, come here. Yes. Yes, my phone. You want me to take off the back cover? I mean,
how old was she?
8 years old. 8. And she's been
a character.
So she's been just, always got a pen and pad. And so when she said she want to go to school to study law, I'm like, yes, I could see that lady, because she just on it.
Right.
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind?
I want to study forensic psychology. I want to be a forensic psychologist.
Okay.
Forensic psychology?
This one's been
oh, Lord. Okay, so if I have anyone out there that is listening or is viewing, she just keeps blowing my mind. So you want to study forensic psychology?
Yes.
What's the difference in what made you choose forensic psychology though?
Yeah.
I just like the idea of studying criminals, how they act, and what makes them behave the way they behave, and I think it's really interesting to me. So I think I like it.
So you went from being the lawyer to you want to know now. I want to know the thought process.
Go more deep into it. So
yeah, because she did want to be a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, lawyers tell lies. Hey, when I need a lawyer, I'm gonna find the one who can lie to me. No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. That's supposed to be funny. But yeah, okay, neat. That is so neat. Excuse me, y'all. I got a cough today, but yeah, that is neat. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
This little lady is amazing.
She's something else.
Well, so what do we talk about next? And she just threw us. I'm gonna talk about the books, girl.
But
she done threw me all off. Look, you gotta order a service. And it's like, Lord Jesus, shit. Hey.
She have always been she just been that little kid. She's everywhere she's went, elementary, middle. Mm-hmm. The teachers love her. She just always had her little pen and her little pad. She used to make the older sisters mad. Look at her with a little pen and pad at 6,
I know,
7.
right?
Just look at her.
Let me write this down.
Let me write this down.
What you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. What you say?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But in the last year and a half, I wrote 12 books, and that's just my way of giving back. Of course, my first book was
because I was getting ready to go there because that was my next thing. I was going to wait till after break, but that's okay. No, we can talk about it because I think that's amazing too because I met another lady who's getting ready to be 50, and she's wrote, right now I think she's on 20-something. I don't know. Her goal is to get 50 by she's 50.
Okay.
And then when I met you, and she was the first, I had never met anybody. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of books.
Yeah.
But that's a goal. That's also an intricate goal too.
Yeah.
And then I met you, and you had written 12.
12.
And I was like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. I mean, women, right? They really, doing some things. I gotta catch up. So that inspired me as well. So I've set me a new goal. I ain't gonna tell nobody yet, because when you tell somebody, they hold you to it.
But you know what? That's what I do. I don't like to say things unless I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. So I might type something on Facebook, and I use that to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
I'm a very reserved woman, so I don't talk unless I actually got something to say. I don't like hearing myself talk.
Right.
But my first book, No Longer Lost, this is my life story. This goes in detail past the documentary. Mm-hmm. So, and I just say, you know what? I remember when I was in the PhD program, my classmates say, Pastor ain't trying to be funny. But how do you have any time to write anything else outside of this schoolwork? And I just say, being a community advocate, I just feel the cries of our kids. And so my next, I wrote a 4-part youth series, Aunt Truth and Mama Wisdom. They deal with bullying, sex trafficking, teen dating, violence, love and forgiveness for ages 11 to 14. That's my way of being an advocate and reaching kids I probably never reach.
Right.
Touching on issues that they actually face. I don't write just to write. I write with purpose.
Yes.
I'm not trying to outdo anyone. I just write with a sense of urgency. And so then I wrote a 4 children's book that teach them about love and kindness towards one another, respect.
Yes.
So there's 4 children's book, a 4-part youth series. That's 8. My life story, a poetry book, and then I wrote a book for new people in Christ and new members called The Crucible. And to let them know the importance on stand on that potter's wheel so God can have his perfect work through you so you can be strong in the day of battle. And then I went and wrote my last book, a training manual, so I can go back and help my sisters and brothers, because I believe that's what it's all about. Not getting to a certain point. It's about when God bring you out, you go back and help those that still stuck.
It's so important that you said you write with a purpose because, I'm working on my second collaboration for domestic violence. And our first one, of course, we were just sharing our stories. We went through this, we survived, let's share our story. And I said, I want to do something a little different this time. Next time, we're going to have practical practical steps
Practical
and
steps.
exercises.
Yes.
It's important to share your story because you never know
No.
who you're impacting with your story. But at the same time, you got to pour back so they can be able to reach up and
That's
come out.
right. That's right. Because if we're just sharing our story, they're like, okay, now, how did you get out?
Yeah.
How did you? So that's
Okay.
why I wrote the training manuals, so I can start doing work. Because I came out of school 2016, I ran for office 2017, and now I'm getting to where I'm just, starting my business as a motivational speaker and start doing workshops and trainings. Because I'm going back trying to show them the 7 steps that I did that changed my life, so I can help them.
Amazing, amazing. Well, this has been really amazing talking with you ladies.
Thank you.
Y'all are really a bundle of joy, a bundle of inspiration, a bundle of motivation. I got my little motivational guru over here. It was one more thing that I wrote I wanted to talk about. Well, let everyone know how they can purchase your book.
Yes, No Longer Lost. And the documentary is also called No Longer Lost, the LaTarsha Holden story. All of my books are available on Amazon, and you can find some of them at the Apex Museum gift shop. So, and your books are too is available on Amazon and at the Apex Museum gift shop. Yes. So
That's what I'm talking about.
look out for my baby.
Well, this has been really amazing. If you are just tuning in and you missed spoken word by this lady right here, honey, I need you to go back
Yes.
and watch that thing, okay? And share it with another millennial. And she goes, are you really a millennial? Because they change after
I
certain
know.
one. I call somebody a millennial. Say, I ain't no millennial. I'm 24. I said, okay, what are you? 24.
I thought
Okay,
it
I'm
went to
going to
what?
stop asking.
Oh, I thought it went to 31.
Maybe.
Oh, good.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Keep
Doing that's
speaking,
right.
preaching, educating, studying, researching. Don't ever stop learning. You have really, really made my day, young lady. I really appreciate you speaking that spoken word, and you never stop. Don't let nobody tell you what you cannot do, which I'm pretty sure your mama already told you this, and you're watching her walk that not never stop.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you again, never, ever, ever let anybody tell you what you can do, because you are already proven that it can be done. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. So it's been a pleasure having you guys on the show today. Thank y'all for sharing your stories.
Awesome.
Look, the story, it goes even deeper. You want to check her out, get the documentary. Go check out her books. Get it. And if you can't remember how to get it, contact me. I'll let you know. I'll probably donate a couple of copies. I'll buy some up and send some out to some people. Okay, how about that? I'd love to sponsor you in that way.
Thank you. Sis.
Okay, so as we end today, everything good must come to an end.
Yes.
Ooh, that's okay.
Maybe about Project Village. So when
Project Village. I forgot about that. You have that community
school,
project.
Yes, and school about gonna be starting up. I think sooner than August 1st. It'll be out, but
it'd be out right back in.
Well, after I ran for the election term was over, I just remembered because we did not have the basic necessities, and my kids were sometimes embarrassed to go to school. So I said, I got to do something to help my parents. And so I partnered with Brown Middle School and Price Middle School. So where I come in once a month and I provide the necessities from toothpaste, toothbrushes, hair comb brushes, deodorant. And when I went the last time to Brown Middle School to make the last drop off for the year, and I asked the parent liaison, I said, is the kids liking the stuff? They come and she said, you know what, they love it. Matter of fact, one 7th grader who always wear a hair wrap, and she never takes it off, but when she came and saw the hair products,
oh my goodness,
she started doing her hair every day, and she no longer wear the hair wrap. And I was like, yes, that's what I was going for.
Because she probably didn't have
She didn't
hair
have
products.
it. She didn't have it. And I just remember my daughters were like, Mom, well, and I'm like, I can't get the... And I just want... And when she said that, and I knew then. So, if you want to meet up with me, partner, so we can, every month, I'll go in and just set these community closets up so that our kids don't have to feel bad about not having soap and toothpaste.
Okay.
At least, because if they feel good, they'll do good.
Ain't that the truth?
That's right.
You feel good, you do good.
That's right.
Whew, she just touched me again. If you want to sponsor or partner with this young lady to help these youth, you can get in touch with her.
404-838-9587, Or you can email me, latarshaholden@yahoo.com, or visit my website, www.latarshaholden.com.
Okay, and I'm now Miss Antanya Williams' manager. If you want to have her doing spoken word at your event, contact me, Coach.
Yes, no, help me out, because I say, see, I have to pay for my puppies and stuff. You get it free.
Yeah.
I work for her.
Yeah. But really do contact these ladies if you can be of assistance, or they can be of assistance to you as well. As we end, I do want to talk about, and this is perfect that we talked about this on the show. My devotion that I leave with you guys is about learning that you are enough.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
You are enough. Have y'all ever been to a party and they got the music going, but nobody's out there on the floor dancing because everybody looking around like who gonna go out there first, and you waiting on somebody else? And, you know, you're like, why you scared? You know, like, I'm scared to go out there because everybody gonna be looking at me. Like, what? I mean, what are you scared of? You're there to dance and party and all of that, right? But you're not sure what other people are going to think of you. I'm here to tell you, if you've been in a situation like that or likewise, you are enough.
You are.
You can go out there and get the party started without anybody else, and not even worry about what anyone else thinks. Stop caring about your steps of being perfect, you know, or who's watching you. You know, it's oh my gosh, this is so near and dear to my heart. Let me read the devotion that I wrote for you guys. So anyway, I just would like for you guys to stop being afraid and filled with fear because you're not sure what others think. I want everyone who can hear me right now, say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
Yes.
Producer, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I do. It's important. I would like to ask people to stop caring about being perfect or who's watching you. You know, my truth time, I'm not Oprah. I'm not Sally Jesse Raphael or Ricky Lake or any Wendy Williams or any of those people. You know, I am my own host. And yes, I may do things a little different, but I cannot compare myself, to anyone else. I'm me. I'm Coach Stacy. And I am enough.
That's you.
You know what I mean? I'm enough. I have to say it. We have to say it to ourselves. I am enough. We have to stop beating ourselves up, you know, as Paul said. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me. God isn't looking for perfect people. He's not looking for perfect people with perfect children, perfect marriages, perfect lives, you know, and for me, a perfect host. He's not looking for those things. He's not searching for men and women with perfect steps to do things for him.
That's right.
He's looking for courageous believers who will rely on his power to work in and through.
That's it.
Through them to accomplish. Go ahead. She done cut me
I
off.
just want to say, if you're living your life every day trying to be perfect for imperfect people, then you're not living right.
Woo! Well, she cut me off at the right time.
No, I just want to say that.
That is awesome. Say that again. Say it loud.
If you're living your life every day trying to be perfect for imperfect people, then you're not living right.
That's good. Amen.
All right.
But as I was saying, God wants to work through those, though. He wants to work through you to accomplish all he has planned for you to do. And he's scouting for all followers. He's scouting for followers who will obey him.
That's right. That's right.
Regardless of their present fears or their past failures. He's looking for men and women who know they are good enough because of his power working in them and through them. God chooses to do extraordinary work through ordinary people. Okay, so who will also bring glory to his name.
That's right.
Okay, so again, 2 Corinthians 12:9, it says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. Now, that's NIV for you Bible scholars. Listen, know that you guys are enough. Men and women who know they are not good enough in their own strength, but are incredibly powerful in God's strength.
Yes.
That's the only way we can slay the giants.
I said I couldn't do it. I know I can do it on my own.
You know, that's
I
right.
knew.
So I am enough. I am enough. And that's how you know you're enough. Stop denying his power in you and know that you are enough. Stop being afraid to jump on the dance floor because you are afraid you aren't enough. You are enough. God will give you what you need to do what he has called you to do. So I just wanted to share that before we end. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you are listening, you are watching, you have been listening and watching Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy right here on 108 Praise Radio, where we voice the gospel. And we will definitely see you next week. Okay. Bye. It was nice seeing you today. Bye.